And then the 5 o'clock kickoff, Garen, obviously Province hosting the Blue Bulls. Province completely overhauling the team from last week, which was a B-side, so to speak. The Bulls consistently the same.
Yeah. Look, Province were always going to make all those changes. They'd earned the right to make the 11 changes that did for last week by topping the log and guaranteeing a home semi-final. So, those were to be expected. The Bulls, like you say, they're sort of building more continuity in selection there. I'm slightly concerned for Western Province. I think this is going to be the closer game. The Bulls, like we just said, certainly a lot better. They're going to be a lot better than the team that visited Newlands in the round robin, which was hammered 41-17, I think, in the end. Province team, they're getting back a few players. Everyone's talking about Sinatla coming back. It has to be remembered that he was injured. Let's say he was fantastic before he was injured. Then he was injured. Then he headed off to the Sevens team. He wasn't fantastic at the Sevens. I expected a lot more from him. I thought he'd be perfectly suited for Sevens. But the Blitzbokker struggled a little bit in Australia. Finished fourth eventually. Sinatla didn't really perform in the playoff rounds at all. I don't know if he's 100% over that injury. Alex Coetzee will certainly be hoping so. But it's that old adage, you build continuity. Is that the way to go, by playing players week after week? Or, the Province team that'll run out onto the park hasn't now played together for at least 2 weeks. There are some players that haven't played before then. It's going to take them a while to sort of, find their form again. Katrakidis playing in his 50th game this weekend. That's a milestone for him. He'll have to have a big game because, opposing him is Potgieter, who's the leading point scorer in this tournament, and now they've got Andre Pollard, obviously having done fantastic things for the Springboks. He's at number 12. I'm not sure if that's a fantastic decision on the part of the Bulls. I wouldn't be surprised at all if things aren't going for him, that Potgieter gets yanked, Pollard moves to number 10, and they'll probably play a lot better like that. So I see Pollard attempting 5 or 6 drop goals in this match. I see him keeping Province deep in their own half. I think Province are going to struggle a little bit. Certainly the Bulls, I think, up front, tight 5, even loose trio, where they have the only fetcher, I think, really in this match, in Dion Stegman, having an advantage there. And it's really going to come down to this fantastic X-factor Western Province backline, which is missing Jaco Tata as well, if they're going to be good enough to overcome the shortcomings up front. So I see the match being decided there. Province fans will be thinking back to 2009, where the Bulls visited the Cape and won the semi-final then as well. Obviously, hoping that there's no repeat there. Yeah. But I think this is going to be the game. We'll see on Monday morning who's right. But I think this game is going to be close. I think Province will have enough, but this is no more than 2 or 3 points in my book.
Rob, North-South derby is always a massive clash, but it doesn't feel like the Bulls are quite the same formidable side that they have been in previous visits to Newlands.
Yeah, they're not. They've it's been a struggle for a large part of the season. It's almost a bonus that they did finally manage to nail down that 4th spot. Having said that, of course, it's sometimes if you sort of qualify with a little bit of a sort of a late charge and suddenly realise that you're kind of only 2 games from glory, that can be quite a motivator. And the Bulls will suddenly be thinking, if we really play to potential, especially if their huge pack gets a bit of a rumble going, they will believe that they can yet be Currie Cup champions. I still think they are sort of 4th favourites, if you like, going into the semis to actually win the trophy. And of course, the big question is, can they actually get past Western Province at Newlands? I'm certainly I'm leaning with most people. I'm leaning the Western Province way. I think their sort of their all-round brand of rugby is likely to sort of hold sway on the day. I think it'll be a relief to a lot of Cape Townians that the weather forecast looks superb. I think it's supposed to be 27 degrees and sunny, light breeze. So no moisture on the surface or anything like that, which I think is what Western Province will be wanting. But if I was a Western Province fan, I would be a little nervous about the sort of the beef, if you like, in the tight 5s. I think that the Province tight 5 is a little bit lightweight. There's no big prop and no big hooker. Their front row is going to be collectively quite a lot lighter. I know it's often about technique as much as it's about muscle, but muscle does mean something. And the Bulls have got a pretty informed loosehead prop. I think Dion Greyling, although he sometimes comes pretty close to earning yellow cards for sort of stiff arm tackles and the like, can be quite an unsubtle character. But he's been scrummaging scrumming quite well in the last couple of weeks. Seems to have got that kind of energy back. So he's a bit of a threat. Paul Willems is a massive specimen of a man in the second row. He's about 127 kgs. Jean Klein, his surname, of course, indicates that he's not going to be as big as Paul Willems. He's a young player who's developing, and he'll probably get bigger physically. But he's still quite a rookie. He's been a big find this season. Very mobile, hard-working player. But this is kind of nitty-gritty semi-final stuff, where sort of a big unit like Willems, who may well be playing his last match for the Bulls, if they don't get past this semi, that'll be a motivator for him. I think the key is going to be Western Province getting their noses in front early. I think if they're having to sort of play catch-up for any reason in this game, they might be in trouble. But all that said, I still go with Garen. I'm backing Province to do the business.
Okay, thanks guys.